Good morning. Welcome to Banter with Richie B Live.
Somewhere beyond the beaten path, beyond the whispers in the woods and the stories
That one is just absolutely beautiful. I don't know why that's still up there, so let's remove this. Hey, everybody. Still having a little bit of technical difficulty here. I don't know what the heck's going on here. Let's remove this too. There we go. We're back. All right. It's going to be another fun night. I had the audio, but I grabbed the wrong video at the beginning, so I think you guys were about to watch, well, me, but with Richie's intro. So it's so much fun. But I want to say I've gone through and let's see. Sam, you were the first one here. Yay. And then let's see. We had Andy. Benno's here. Kurt W. John. Giovanni. Glad to see all of you. Pamela, hi. How are you? So tonight, I decided to do a topic on the big cats, even the big small cats, because we did a thing 2 weeks ago where I went over some of the ones that are considered ghost cats in Europe and stuff. And so I figured, well, let's continue on with that, but let's see if we can find ones that have been considered extinct, or have been thought to be extinct and then rediscovered, along with other ones that are considered extremely Endangered. Hey, dude, how are you? It's good to see everybody. Arthur, hi. So, with starting off though, it does, when I did a deep dive into this, which was another interesting topic, it did go over some of the smaller wildcats that I had discussed earlier, like the Palace's cat, the Andean cat, along with the Aramate out of Japan. The Andes cat, the Andean's cat, though, I found out a few cool things because it was considered, it was discovered or finally verified by science in 1865, but there was actually no photos of it or anything until 1997, 1998, when a researcher finally got photos of it. But there was no photographs of the Andes cat until the 1990s, even though it was scientifically discovered in 1865. Yeah, last night's show with Richie, if you guys have not seen it, you really should check it out. It was awesome. A lot of laughs, but it's always a fun time. Always a fun time on Saturday nights with Richie and his co-host, Wojo. So to continue on with that, like the Iberian lynx, that was another one that they brought up again. And I was like, well, this is interesting, but I've already discussed those. So I said, let's see what else I can find. And so if you Google it, there are so many articles and articles on these big cats and even the smaller big cats that are so elusive that they haven't been seen in 30 years or more. Some of them have been declared extinct. Others are just out there, but people rarely ever see them. You might have missed out. It was a great show. Let's see. Hi, Tyler. How are you? Oh, wow. Yeah, it does need updating, doesn't it? I got it. I got it. Thank you. I was like, let's see. Let's try this one. Thank you for that. Because, yeah, I trying to keep up with everything, and there's been a lot of new clickers put in there, so I'm hitting the wrong thing at times. I'm still getting used to it. So just bear with me, please. But I did upload some photos so that I could, when I go over the stuff, I can show the photos of the cats and stuff. And the first one I was going to start with is the one that you can find a ton of stuff on, and it's the foursome clouded leopard. This was declared extinct in 2013, but there have been no sightings of this cat at all in Taiwan for over 30 years. The last sighting was actually in 1983. And then all of a sudden it reappeared. They got video of it on a game cam, which gave them some hope that they're still out there because their habitat has been wrecked. Wild Emerge University. Whispers. Which one would I like to see brought back? Like, well, see, the thing is though, with it is once they're extinct, it's very, very hard to get the DNA exact. With the dire wolves that they brought back, they had to use other DNA with it, so they're not technically, the dire wolves that had gone extinct. They're kind of another species of it. So it's like the thylacine. They've been talking about bringing that back for years, and there's no way to actually do that where it's going to be the thylacine, because they will have to add other DNA into it. Oh, Damien, hey. Yeah, so it's Whispers. Good to see you, man. Yeah. So I really don't have an answer for that because right now the one that I want to see brought back that's extinct in this area is the mountain lions, even though I do think they're still here. So, and it's not one of the the far back ones that have gone extinct. Whispers, yeah. So everybody's saying hi. I love that everybody is this is such a great family. It's so nice to that everybody just has such a great time. So let's see, let's bring this up. Yeah, that's the one. And whoop, double click. There we go. Is it going to bring us up into a split screen? Yes, it is. Here's the Folsom clouded leopard. And the reason, though, that they are hey, Tim, how are you? Is because these cats are actually so elusive. They have adapted and they have the ability to mainly stay in the trees. They mainly stay there. They only ground themselves long enough to find prey. They have extremely long teeth, which gives them the ability to take their prey high up into the trees. They can live up there. They're agile enough to jump from tree to tree. Hey, Mary, how are you? It's also they have what they call hold on, rotating ankles, which gives them the ability to actually for the agility to leap from tree to tree, and that's where they stay most of the time. So it's very hard because of the where they're up in trees and they're in high spots in the trees. They don't stay lower, and stuff. They will go way up in there, and scientists have a hard time actually being able to document anything or research much on them. So for them to be seen again, it was actually by villagers, and one of the rangers there had spotted it, and so it was a discovery. Again, it was rediscovered, so it technically wasn't extinct, even though they did declare it extinct in 2013. A lot of times there are small populations of these animals. It's just they don't see them. I want a picture of that cat. Yeah, there's another one too of it. They're just beautiful. Let me grab the other one real quick and see. Bam. Do. I'm going to remove this one here real quick. Oh, there we go. We can actually do it this way. I like that. And what did I say last time? I got to scroll back up here. I missed something. Yeah, they have major. They're also one of the only cats that can actually, when they come down the tree, they can come down head first. Most cats can't do that, and so their ability in trees is just amazing. So we're going to remove this one, and then I'm going to remove this one. So yeah, and then after those ones, it comes up. There's like so many leopards, tigers, just insane amount of cats. And then there's some smaller ones that I'll go over, but the it's called the Amur leopard. They live in Russia and parts of Japan, but there's fewer than 20 of them left. So they are extremely endangered, and they are also very stunning and beautiful cats. And they're hoping that there's a way to be able to bring these guys back, more so to keep them from going extinct, because they are severely endangered. And let's move up to here. And voila. And bam. Yeah, leopards are beautiful. Yeah, there we go. Why? I don't know why it's doing that. There we go. Yeah. I did this one because this one had a copyright to it. I want to make sure the person who actually took the photo got credit, because I wasn't. Yeah, it does. And that's the thing is when I was looking this stuff up too, it's like they had photos of leopards and they had photos of tigers. And with the areas that these cats live in, they blend in so well because a lot of animals cannot see in color. So it looks like they're part of the environment. It's actually really cool. Um that Yeah, I'm not sure, Tyler. I mean, there's scientists try to bring back a lot of stuff, and um, there is a way to bring back if they could actually do. They're doing a lot of stuff with conservation with these guys. They have them protected now from poaching because a lot of people would poach them just for their fur, um, and so they're highly protected now. Hi, Eric. How are you? Yes, Jaguars are making a comeback, Tyler. And they have actually been coming into Arizona over the last few years. There's a gentleman that's gotten trail cam photos of two. One is a male because they have named it. I can't remember what the name is and stuff. But they're with them going into Arizona. There are sightings in Texas. I did see photos of a gentleman in Texas that had photos of what he believed to be a melanistic one as well. Oh, there are now 100 and okay, because what I got for him was, for the report that I got, and this was, from 2 years ago, it said there was only 20 left. Thank you for that, BMO, because it's hard to get, an established amount with some because I was looking it up and they're like, it's estimated," and it's like, well, that doesn't do me much good. California still says that they haven't made it that far, the jaguars. Yeah, no, I didn't it comes out because I had to check on how to actually pronounce that, Sam, and it says it's, more is how you actually say it, so, yeah. So, you're right when you thought I said that because I did say that because that's how it's pronounced. I hate my I hate my PC microphone, Kurt. Oh, that's funny. Alright, so let's remove that one. Do, 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 do. The, the next one that I was gonna go over is kind of, cool because there's actually 2. One is extinct, the other one is endangered, and they're on the island of Java, and it's the Javan the Javan tiger. Um, the last confirmed sighting was in 1976, and despite the extinction, and stuff, people thought that they'd still been seeing them. And in 2019, there was actually hair samples that were collected. And when it was, when they did the testing and stuff, it came back that it was the Javian tiger, but they're not sure exactly if it, because the experts still use caution. They said it would be nice if they're there, but they don't actually think that they are. Um, around, and they are an extremely tiger. I don't know how you can tell the difference between some of these tigers, but it's the stripes themselves that actually do that. And the leopards, the Javian leopards, are also they're severely endangered. And a lot of people think that when they're seeing the tiger, they're seeing that, but I just don't see how you can mix a tiger with a leopard because there's spots and then there's stripes. Come on, open. Nope, that's the leopard. Sorry, I hit the wrong picture. But that's the Javian leopard that are extremely endangered. There's and it's just because of the island, the loss of habitat, and people hunting them. My cat brings it back to me. Maine Coon cats are really yeah, I've got a rescue kitty that's part Maine Coon, and he is just absolutely stunning. That was a steamboat. I love to roll their teeth in, but yeah, don't let them. But yeah, so with them, it's with the tigers being extinct, and then these leopards, they're on extremely endangered, and it's just due to the fact of habitat loss, the conflict with humans, and it's becoming a big problem. And they're trying to work with conservation, trying to save the habitat and help these. If you shave the fur off them, I do not know on that. I just know that, like, the melanistic ones, even though they're all black, you can still see the spots and the stripes, but I have no idea if you can do that or not. That I've not looked into. I usually try to keep mine to, my mountain lion research and stuff, but in doing this podcast, it's good to kind of expand, especially when it comes to these big cats and stuff, and other ones in other areas that are endangered or extinct or believed to be extinct, and different sightings that happen. Because with the Javian tiger, if I can pull that one up, I got to remove this one first, but I don't know why I thought that was the second one, because I actually try to list these so that I can. Yeah, but you can see how well my skills are on this. All right, so let me make sure I grab the right thing. Sorry, I have tons of notes and stuff. And did I grab the right one, or did I grab the wrong one? There we go. Yep, right there. That is what they say is a photo of a Javian tiger, but to me, if it's been extinct for so long and everything, and this one actually looks like it's got a wound, but there was nothing to go with it, so it was very, very hard. Hi, Miss Jess. Good to see you. I'm going to change up the caption here. I'm so glad that you could stop in. All right, there we go. Now I got Wojo's, and it won't be an old one. I'm getting better. This whole podcast thing is so new to me, and I feel like I drag you guys really, really slow here. Steamboat is a guy who used to have two on his land in Texas. Well, I mean, you should still have some type of stripes and stuff, but it's like, it depends. I mean, because, on how bad you shave the thing. I think it's kind of weird when Hollywood does stuff where they actually just spray paint the animals like they did in the Beastmaster. I love that movie, but I felt so bad for that tiger being spray painted black because he just didn't look right. I'm trying to keep up with everything here. Hey, Richie, good to see you. I get you and Jess. BMO, howdy. All right. So yeah, this one though, I feel bad because when I'm looking at this photo, I didn't realize it was the only one I could actually find that wasn't black and white. But you could tell that this thing's been into a fight, and it's just sad that happened. But with it though, it says they still consider them officially extinct, even with the recent DNA find and stuff, that they don't want to get their hopes up. But there is a possibility that maybe a small population has still survived, but they're not going to hold their breath on it until it's actually confirmed, which usually confirmed means they want to see it alive up close, or they have to have a body, which I get so tired of. You got to have a body. Then we have, this one's a smaller kitty, and this one's actually really, really cool. Let's go, D-Hoot. In the hearts. So now for Richie. Yeah. Yes, don't forget. I forgot to mention when I started up, because I actually started Richie's intro before, and I meant to do the whole podcast one, that Richie is doing a raffle. It's an awesome raffle. You can donate $5 via Venmo, PayPal, Cash App. You'll get your name on the Wheel of Weird. And as soon as he gets enough names, he'll spin it. You can go up to $25. We'll get you 5 slots on the wheel, or you can just do one, $5 and get one. And it will be, when he spins it, the winner gets a $100 gift receipt for the merch store, so you can buy some awesome Richie B merchandise. So make sure that you guys do that, because it helps with the research. He wanted to give back, and I think it's a great idea. So if you can, please do. Bye, Tyler. Thanks for stopping in. I'm glad you made it. Everybody's saying bye, Tyler. Tyler, I can't do it. Sam's the only one that can do it. Well, besides Christine, but the fishing cat was declared extinct in a lot of the regions in Southeast Asia, but it has been found through trail cameras and stuff. And this cat is really, really, really fascinating, because it actually it does so well in water. It has webbed feet, and its aquatic hunting skills are insane, and they are just they're beautiful. They're absolutely gorgeous cats. And let's see if I can pull up photos here. Sorry, see, I gotta look at my notes. Down here. I don't know why. There we go. Come on. There we go. And this one is all. Yeah, this one's all. So it won't matter which one I pop on. I tried to make it easier so that I could do this so much better. But yeah, there he is right there, the fishing cat. And they spend most of the time in the water, and they have a great swimming ability, web feet, which I thought was kind of funny for a kitty cat. LOL, you can do it, Jean. Thanks. Yeah, with creatures that do, yes. But the thing is I don't know with these other countries, like, I don't understand why, if they had gotten the DNA for the hair sample for the Javan tiger and it came back that it was, that was what the DNA was from that tiger, why they would still say that it doesn't exist. And, they're not even, they're like, yeah, the possibility, maybe, it's so weird how scientists do certain things. And I'm all about the science. I mean, don't get me wrong. It's like, I know I've had my sightings and stuff, but what I'm there to do is I am there to prove that these cats are here. And I'm going to do it the way that science wants me to do it. I'm going to do it through evidence, through DNA, whatever I can get to prove it. Hooking Good Hey, Hooking Good Creations. How are you? My cat is one. Yeah. They're really cute. They're really adorable. I got more images here. I'll pull up another one. Here we go. Because I found out I can do a split screen, although that one's got something in his face. So let me. Oh, there we go. Look at his face. Isn't he just adorable? You just want to bring him home and cuddle. What a best human ever, Richie. Richie, the boss man. The boss. The boss is in the house. Yeah, I don't know. I haven't looked into the origins of the cats. I mean, because there are so many that are extinct, but more so a lot earlier on. And it's trying to keep up with everything, and the knowledge is this has turned into one hell of a can of worms for me. I am like going down rabbit hole after rabbit hole after rabbit hole, and it's crazy, but it's exciting because I'm learning so much and I really appreciate it. All right. Thank you, Pamela. Pamela's on the wheel. Yay. That is awesome. Yeah, please do. If you can, it's great. It's just for, a good cause for the research. It gives back, and I really hope that everybody gets a chance to do this. Let's yes, you did. Thank you. Let's keep climbing. So let's back out of this and get out of this one here. We're going to remove you, and then I'll remove the other one. And of course, I always have to pick topics that, I have to keep researching, and then I end up in rabbit holes and I confuse the hell out of everybody. And I am so sorry, but this is just, there's a lot when you do this, and it's really fascinating. And I try to get everything I can in. And sometimes it just seems like it's too much at once. But like I said, I really enjoy it. It's a whole different aspect of research for me. And let's see, what is the next one? Oh, this one is so fun. Where are you? And I want to pop you up before I actually, if I can, because I got two up here. And 14, 13, 11, 12. Oh, great. They all swapped on me. Now I have no idea which is which. Let's try this one. And hopefully, because I can bounce all over the place. I really don't need it in any order. All right, now we're going to do this one. This is the Borneo Bay Cat. And that one is one that, hold on, I got more paperwork. Sorry. This one here. Yeah, and I've lost it all. I am telling you, people, don't ever look to me for anything special, because I am all over the place. All over the place. And now I can't find any of my notes on the Borneo Bay Cat. This is wonderful. So let's just skip over this one here until I can figure out where all my paperwork is. I am so bad at this, people. I am so bad at this. There we go. I got it. These ones are elusive. These ones, I don't think they're as rare as what they say, because they do have them in captivity. They're in Thailand. And the first one, it's not the first one, but there's been photos in 2008 and different stuff on these, but they're ones that they consider endangered just because of the habitat loss and the encounters with humans. Just it's always looking for conservation and stuff, but they're really sleek cats. With that one there, I'll bring it back up because it's a very sleek cat. This is actually one of the history ones there, I think, that I brought up. Is it going to come up now? Yeah, there we go. It's back up. And they're long, they're sleek. I mean, the tail is kind of like a cougar's. It's just as long as the body. They're small. But yeah, it's just the area, because where they're on Borneo, it's the habitat loss and deforestation and different things. They're sometimes in the future. Can we talk about Egyptian? Yes, we could, Dehoot. Actually, Dehoot, if you would like to come on the show at any point in time, let me know, because I would love to go over some of that stuff with you. Because yeah, I was looking into things. I think previously, Possessed had sent me a few things too, on some of the difference between cat's eyes, because a lot of cats have slits, but there's other cats that don't, and the reasoning behind it, and some of the stuff goes back to ancient Egypt and the cats. And I thought that was really, really cool. So I was like, I need to know more on that. Thank you, Kurt. No, I have it. I do have a method to my madness, but what is the most aggressive out of all of the cats? I have not seen anything where it says that there's one that's more aggressive than the other. Usually about when it came down to it, anything that has been, written and stuff would suggest the lions. But that's mainly like the ones from Savo that we talked about prior. And usually Dehoot is CIA up. She doesn't go on camera. Well, she could come on. She doesn't have to put her face on. She could still talk. It's all good. But no, I'd love to look into the Egyptian cat stuff. Like I said, this has turned into it's opened a whole bunch of doors here and rabbit holes, and I'm just diving in head first, and it's insane. And it's all Richie's fault. It's all Richie's fault. Because Richie started this whole darn thing. He really, really did. It's a crazy ride. That was actually that wasn't the Java cat. That was actually the Borneo Bay cat, the one that I just had up. That does it. Looks like a weasel's body because it's very long. It's got the tail. It does. My photos, my images here got all screwed up. They were all in order and stuff, and I was trying to come up with the cat that was thought to be extinct, and just it hasn't been that long. It's just been a little while, but they actually got photos of it, and this thing is really, really, really cool too. And I was trying, yeah, it was 14. Can I find 14? No, of course I can't. I've got everything but. So let's try this one and see if this one works. I don't think it's going to. I don't even know where I'm at because I've got 11 and it's only showing me certain ones. And these photos are so damn tiny. No, that's not the one I want. Okay, so let's go over here and try this one. Nope. I'm missing one here. 11, 12, 13. That's a Borneo Bay cat. Oh yeah, here we go. All right. Do. You gonna come up? Come on, come up. Or a ghost cat. Oh wow, just had a mixed bobcat domestic cat show. Wow. Okay, William. Wow. I have not. Yeah. This right here is this is the one that I thought was good because this is the one I was trying to find. This is the flathead. They just call it a flathead cat. And I think it's freaking adorable. This one was thought to possibly be extinct. They didn't say it was extinct. They said it was possibly because the last sighting was in 1995. But there was testing that was done last year where they did research and they put up camera traps, and they got 29 detections to prove that the cat is still there. It's not extinct. There's a low number of them, but they're still there. And it's the reason that they do the same thing is it's an isolated cat. It's, in the area where it's on Thailand. It has just a specific area that it's at. And what I thought was great, though, is when this report had come out for this, is I am part of the Mountain Lion Foundation. I'm a member, and I do that just so that I can get updates on like cougar behavior if there's anything going on. And they sent me an email about this specific cat that was possibly extinct, and had not been seen in almost 30 years. And they were discussing the flathead cat. So I thought that was great that I would actually got some confirmation from them on it, and how they're saying that there's few numbers and it's endangered, but there's more numbers of that cat than there are of a lot. My art room was worse. Oh, you have no idea what it looks like behind me over here. See, I have it all looking pretty in the background, but I am a messy researcher. I do try to keep folders, though. I've got like a bunch. It's funny because, I've got these nice little maps up here, but for my sightings and stuff, I have this big map, but I also have like every county in the state of Maine so I can mark it. The only problem is when you print off the maps, it's like 8 pages and it's a puzzle you have to put together. It's so weird. But yeah, these guys, I know that they're endangered, but there's a higher number of those than there are most of the cats that are endangered. It's just, I think what they're worried about is the fact of it losing its habitat, because humanity is growing. People are taking over. Yeah, they are evolving right under our noses. You're right, Benno. Some of these, because they do, these animals, the animals adapt. They evolve. It's like the Indians cat that we were talking about there that lives in the mountains in South America. And they were saying how they've evolved and adapted to actually go to different levels, because usually they're in a high elevated area. That's why they weren't seen that much. And the first photographs of these cats was in 1997, 1998. But now they've been finding that there's, some have moved to other areas in lower elevations and stuff. And they will adapt. They will do what they need to evolve to get around. And it's the same, Benno, I would love to talk to you sometime about your Australian cryptids, because with thylacine, that was one of the topics that when I was studying cryptids and cryptozoology, is how they evolved to end up looking more canine than they did marsupial. I mean, because they look like they're some type of canine, and the ability to unhinge the jaw is amazing. Anything with rabies. So yeah, let's see, what do I have for other topics here? I think I have to do, that's going to be my last one. And that's just because that's my general research, but I have a list here, and I thought that this was great, and I was actually just going to go over this. It's an article that I had printed up from Animal KO, and it says 10 of the cats that thought extinct and now rediscovered. And one of the things that I thought was cool was the Caspian tiger, which is right here. I'm going to get rid of this picture here. I downloaded so many photos, I'm like, I can't keep going any longer. And this article is actually really, really, really cool. But this Caspian tiger here, what I liked about this is it was declared extinct in the 1970s. But then scientists were stunned with an analysis that revealed that the tigers in the Ale River region had Caspian genetics in them. So it's whether or not it's actually full Caspian, or if it's, an interspecies of tigers. There's still DNA from these tigers around, which I thought was just great, because it was one of those things that I've always said, when it comes to animals and the possibility of extinction, sometimes life finds a way, and they will do what most people think that they won't. I'm becoming catatonic. Oh, William, you are so funny. Oh gosh. But yeah, it's insane, because the articles go over rumored sightings of, they discuss the Javian tiger too, which I thought was great, and the North China leopard and different things. But it's like a lot of these, though, even though it says extinct and now rediscovered, a lot of them, it's not what it is. It's just there haven't been sightings in a while, with like the foursome leopard there that I spoke of first. That was actually declared extinct. And then for the last one that I'm going to do is the Florida panther, because that is an incredible story. I've got notes, I've got paperwork galore on that, because they actually did a reintroduction to try to bring the population up. And I got to see if I can find the photos of these beauties, these beauties. I appreciate everybody really sticking with me here and stuff, because I love this. I love this topic. I love these big cats. And I don't know if I've got the right one, but we will find out in a second, because it won't give me the right one here. Nope. All right. Yeah, I do have the right one. All righty. So let's do this one here. You get that beauty. Oh, I don't know why it keeps doing that. That drives me nuts. But the Florida panthers, in 1995, they were already considered endangered, and they were on the endangered species list. But in the 1970s, the sightings dwindled so bad that they were like, we've got to do a plan. We have to have a plan to save these cats. And by 1995, there was only 20 to 30 estimated left. So they had tried a couple times, but the third time was a charm for them. And what they ended up doing is they ended up bringing in mountain lions, cougars, whatever you want to call them. I say mountain lions, I say cougars a lot. But they brought them other panthers in from Texas. They brought in 8 females to help repopulate the area. So when they discuss the Florida panthers, they will say subspecies, because where they brought females in from Texas. Yeah, they're the panther sightings, black panther sightings. Like I said, science will not say that there's melanistic panthers. Okay, they say that cougars, mountain lions do not carry the ability, which I think is a crock, because I've looked into melanism in animals, and it says all animals can have it. I have gotten tons of reports of black ones here. I know that they've gotten tons in Virginia. I know that they've gotten a bunch in Pennsylvania and stuff. A lot of times when people see the stuff, they're told that's not what they saw or anything. A lot of times too, that they will say that they're jaguars, because jaguars, 10% of all jaguars are melanistic. They are the big cats that actually carry that gene, and there's more of them that end up black than any other species of big cat. But with this here, they actually were able to reintroduce. They got the population up. I'm trying to see if I can figure out, because like I said, it's estimated, and it's not that big of a number. I think that it was between 200, 250, something like that, of these cats that are supposed to be in Florida. I don't know. And what I don't like, though, when it comes to Florida, I don't know if California does it. I am going to have to look into it. But if there are babies, if there are kittens, they don't they do not count the juveniles in their counts of the cats of the Canadian lynx. I've seen Canadian lynx that are melanistic. I've seen bobcats. There are actually 13 confirmed scientific cases of black bobcats. And I went over the whole melanistic and leucistic between, big cats, if they can have it, if they can't, and stuff. And for some reason, the only ones that say they can is they say mountain lions, which, like I said, when I looked into melanism in animals, it says all animals do have the ability. It's just for some reason science says they don't carry the gene. And it's like, you don't know for sure. And well, actually lions too, because they said lions are not melanistic. If you see a black lion, it's AI and stuff. So those two big cats, sorry, not just mountain lions, but lions themselves don't. But tigers, leopards, cheetahs, they all, there's rarities in some, but the jaguars is the only one that's not a rarity. It is 10% of the population of jaguars are melanistic. Oh, you thought it was a Canadian black lynx? Yeah. The only problem with that was the Canadian lynx do not have the tail that a mountain lion has, because they're poofy, man. Those things are big. I've seen some with the little mitts on them are massive, beautiful shape. Yeah. Yeah, I'm sure you saw what you saw. I'm not saying you didn't, because I am not going to stand there and tell people they did not see what they saw. I have had too many accounts, too many reports, and one of them actually, I got a report from V. Paul Reynolds. It was somebody sent it in to him, but it was a gentleman who was who used to work inland fisheries and wildlife for California, and he had said that he had seen plenty of mountain lion tracks when he worked for them. He just never actually saw one, because they're that elusive. Even in a state that they have tons, it's like, here we go, that one's a beauty. And when he was here, he was hunting near Grand Lake, and he swears right up and down, he reported it to the wardens and stuff, that he saw a black cougar, and they told him no. Yes, they do. They typically have a range spanning from 50 to 150 miles. There's one, oh, and this is, so they could have just walked. Well, that's the thing, though, is I say the same thing. They could have walked out of Florida, but they will tell you that they're in the panhandle, in the coastal region. They're in southern Florida. And there have been reports in higher areas of Florida. There was actually a collared one that they were able to track and stuff, but they'll tell you that no, they haven't come out of there. And I don't see, they roam. They have to roam. And the one thing with males is, when even juveniles, is when they get old enough and they have to move on, they have to find their own territory. You cannot have two males in the same territory, because they will fight to the death. I mean, they're very territorial. You can have more than, you can have 2 or 3 female in the same area as a male, but you cannot have another male. Yeah. Oh my gosh, that's crazy, William. That's absolutely crazy. That's the thing with what I say with here with the sightings and stuff, because they'll tell you they're not here. A lot of times they'll say no. What they like to do though is, oh, if it does, it's transit. Well, where's it coming from? Because I know that there have been positive DNA um, found in Quebec, which is above us. We have New Brunswick beside us. There was positive DNA there. There's not supposed to be any in New Hampshire, but there's tons of sightings every year out of New Hampshire, Massachusetts, Vermont, and stuff. And so yeah, they move, they do, and what they end up doing at the end when they can't say anymore is they'll tell you, well, we don't have a breeding population. There's no breeding population, and you have to have a breeding population. And what I found interesting in this article too, with the reintroduction plans and different stuff, is they go over the whole Endangered Species Act and how they get on there and different things, and how you end up removing something off of it, like the amount of years and different stuff. So I found that was absolutely helpful for me, because I do actually have in my files, I have a printed off copy of the 1970s Endangered Species Act that was put into law. Yeah, they're gorgeous. They're very muscular. I mean, you can tell the difference between them and bobcats. Plus, the fact the bobcats have shorter tails. Although there is a video from a gentleman in in Canada who actually has trail cam out, because he actually has cougar activity and stuff that he records. And there was actually a baby. It was the cutest thing, and it was born. It's a cougar, and it's got the tan tail and a black tip, but the tail on this cougar is stubbed for some reason. That it's only like that big, and it was insane. It's the cutest damn thing, though. So yeah, and so I just thought that it was great that they were able to, kind of get this whole thing revived again, and they took the effort to try to make a comeback for these big cats. And I really wish that other eastern states would do the same thing. There's a whole lot of misunderstandings when it comes to these big cats. They're gorgeous. Yes, they are powerful. Yes, they need to be respected, but they're not monsters like a lot of people think. There's a fear when it comes to big cats, especially these ones, because we have these ones around. And it's the way that I look at it is, I've said this before, I said it to Richie and I said it to Sam the other day, is knowledge is power. Just know what you need to do. Panthera is a great resource too. They were actually part of the project when they found the fishing cat. Because they have offices all over the world. One of them is in Oregon. I do when they end up doing little Zoom things that you can join in. I do watch those. I do the same thing with the Mountain Lion Foundation. I was a little upset to find out that there was one in Connecticut 2 weeks ago, and I was working, and I didn't realize it until after it had already gone through, because I like to sit in on the meetings. I like to know what they're doing, and if there's anything I can learn from it and stuff, because a lot of times, yeah, it's Schoolhouse Rock, knowledge is power, or I'm just a bill. It was great when I was a kid. I am dating myself so bad right now, but it's all great, because I love knowing. And I think that that's what it is if you want to know more, you have to learn. And Richie would be a great squeaky toy. Well, I've already told Richie if he gives me a hard time, I do have the cougar urine. I'll use him as bait. So he'll be squeaking then. Oh, yeah. William, you can reach out to me via Messenger if you're on Facebook, please. I would love to discuss this. I would love to be able to, if you want, we could have a phone conversation. I do that a lot. and just we can go back and forth and just with the information that we have. I love to share. I love to learn more. Yes, that's right. I'm just a Bill, a lonely old Bill. But I love to, get other people's perspectives on it too, because I am not an expert. Okay. I'm a researcher. I'm here to just continue to try to learn what I can learn, to try to help others, just collect data, collect evidence, and just keep going with this, because to me, this is important to me. I am very, very adamant that if they are here, I do want protection for them. That ticks a lot of people off, but it's who I am. Yeah, it does. And the thing is, though, is cougars, they're mainly the tawny brown, but they can be gray. If you look at photos of like what they have for like the Florida panther, and then you look at photos from in Oregon and British Columbia, they're more gray. It's insane. They can have different, coats and different colors. And a lot of people would always be like, oh, they don't swim that great, even though people would say they'd see them cross rivers or whatever. But there was a gentleman 2 years ago that actually got video off the coast of Oregon, where the thing was swimming in the ocean and ended up stuck on an island because the tide came in and stuff. And he got video of it. And the Mountain Lion Foundation and other people like Beth Pratt, who's the president of the National Wildlife Foundation. She also heads up Save the LA Cougars, which is one of those ones that I support a lot. I do a lot. Yeah. Schoolhouse Rock. Yeah, I think they have like little segments where DVDs where you can actually get like the set, because it always popped on for like 5-10 minutes, and they do little funny stuff. I don't know what you're singing. So I'm gonna close out the show here. And I just want to remind everybody, please, please, please tune in Tuesday to Home of the Boom with our boy Wojo and see what he has in store. I think it's an in-house show. I'm not positive. And then, of course, Friday nights, we have Sam After Dark, where she tells spooky stories, does makeup. Sometimes she cooks with the dead, which is always awesome. And she does trivia now. I wish I was awake at the time for that. But like I tell her, 3 a.m. comes late. But I always make sure I catch up on that show, and you need to do that. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Pamela. I am nervous as hell if you don't realize I am. And then Saturday night, of course, we have D Boss's show, Banter with Richie B, and his co-host, Wojo, because he is Wojo's co-host for Home of the Boom. And that's every night, every Saturday at 6 p.m. Sam's is at 9 p.m. Sorry, I forgot to mention that. And Wojo's is at 7 on Tuesdays. And I appreciate everybody. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much for stopping in, listening to me ramble on about all this stuff. I really love it. I do. And I appreciate everybody's support and everything. And I want you guys to have a good night. And remember, I didn't do it last time because I had the Vogels and I forgot, because I was all excited about having the Vogel brothers on with me. But when it comes to research and anything you do in life, sometimes you just have to say, what the hell? Good night.